Hi everyone, this is Anita, the Violet Stitcher. This is Floss Tube number 46. It's a end of year 2025 WIP parade, finish parade, and a little bit of plans as well. I've no idea how long this is going to be, so let's just get going and see. I may have to stop halfway through because the cat, the new kitten, has slept peacefully throughout the entire prep of this, but has now decided that she needs to play. So I may need to stop and play with the kitten halfway through. We'll see. Also, pretty much as soon as the holiday started, I got ill and I'm just recovering. So apologies for a bit of sore. What's the word I want? If I'm feeling a bit, no, if I'm sounding a bit grotty, apologies for that, because I am, yeah. Right. Anyway, so let's get on to stats. So I'm going to try and show you my Notion. Ah, good. Okay, cool. So hopefully this is working, and you can see my stats for. So I've been collecting stats since 2023. So now we're on 2025, and I had 29 new starts this year, and 27 of those I managed to finish. 15 of those I fully finished. Not necessarily of the same ones that I finished, but yeah, you'll see anyway. I had 21 WIPs at the start of the year, and I'm ending the year with 23. I did approximately 130,148 stitches. Actually, I wrote that a little bit earlier, and it's a few more stitches now. I'll show you that in more detail in a second. And I touched 50 different projects, which is 10 up from last year, as you can see. So I started a whole load more than I have in any other year, and that is mostly down to the oh dear words, oh that's good, isn't it? Stockings that I tried to do every month, the 12 days of Christmas stockings, and also the seasonal ones. But I did also manage to finish more items than ever, and that's because I did a whole load more smalls this year. And in a way, that was good. Oh, the kitten's arrived. Yeah. That was good. It was nice to have some smalls amongst my really large pieces, but it did mean that I didn't do an awful lot on some of the larger pieces, which you'll see. So yeah, now let me just show you. Oh, let me just show you. There. So this is a breakdown of all the stitches that I did this year. Notion allows you, or Free Notion allows you one graph. So this is my graph that I do, and you can see that I put these all in purple, but you can colour it whatever you like. Anyway, the biggest amount was spent on Wind in the Willows, finishing that one off, and that was like 39,695 stitches. So 30% of the stitches that I did went into Wind in the Willows. The next lot is Mixed Berries, which became my focus after Wind in the Willows finished. Chinese Dragon Gate got the next, and Octopus Treasure Cave, and that was courtesy of the 100 Days of Chatelaine. And then there's a lot of other ones, and the tiny ones at the top here. So that's quite fun to see. Right, okay, and I'm going to try and switch you back to me. Hopefully that's okay. Cool. So in that case, we will do this chronologically. Oh, sorry. So hang on. I'm going to start with my oldest WIP that I worked on this year, and we will go to the newest WIP and or finish or whatever it is. It's a WIP, and I'll show you the finishes as I go, and those ones that started before this year I will have a progress picture for, and those that started in this year will not have a previous picture for. Hopefully that will make sense. I'll repeat it as I carry on. So the first one is We Can All Shine, which is was my oldest WIP in progress for a very long time, and I started that unknown, but probably April 2018. And this is what it looked like at the beginning of the year. There we go. Yeah, I didn't really like her. I didn't really stitch on her an awful lot in the past 3, 4, well, since 2018. Because it's on Ada, not my favourite project anymore, and although there was a lot of purple. But anyway, she got finished this year because I did try and concentrate on my oldest whips, at least at the beginning. For the first half of the year, that was my plan, to spend more time on older whips, and it was pretty much successful. And so it only required, it turned out, another 1,291 stitches. Oh, Talin is now sitting on my finished pile. 1 second. Come on, little one. I know. Well, if you're going to sit there, you're going to say hello to everyone. Hello. Yes. Okay. Go and why don't you sit in your little box? Right. Okay. So then I finished it in February, 23rd of February. It was finally done. Hurrah! And as you can see, I haven't fully finished her. I'm thinking of making her into a bag. Just pull her back so you can see the whole thing. Oh God, there we go. There we go. Right. Oh, I've not sorted the lights out properly today, have I? I knew I'd missed something. 1 second. Let me put some light on. Oh no. Oh no. The cat is on the keyboard. What's she done? Okay, I think it's all right. Hopefully you're still there. Okay, let's that right. Maybe that'll help. Yes. Okay, so I put on there is lots of there are sequins on this. There are silvery metallic bits, and Bothy have now released more Gorgeous Girls. So you can go and find your favourite one and stitch it, and I am never touching them again. No, never again. So yeah, I think a bag or something, because yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It'll be something. Right, where am I going to put these? Over there. Right, so that's the first one. And the next one, my next oldest one after I'd finished that, was Wind in the Willows. And Wind in the Willows looked like this at the beginning of the year. And as I said, I put in 39,695 stitches into it, and I finished it. And I still haven't started quilting, but I do have the fabrics that I want to quilt it with. So hopefully next year I will begin that process. Put that over there. Right, I'm going to have to step back to show you this. And further back and further back. There we go. Okay, hopefully you can still hear me. There she is, all done. I did do I spent longer showing you this. When did I finish it? August. I finished it in August. So if you go back to the August Floss Tube, you'll be able to see me spend a bit more time showing you this. Oh, she's magnificent. And she will hang in my hallway as a quilted hanging thing once I'm done. And the Talin has now taken my seat. Thank you very much. That's my seat. Yeah. Yeah, let's just put that back in. Sorry, if I don't put things back in the bag, it will be more chaos than it's going to be anyway. There. Okay, excuse me, Pussycat. Oh, I know. Right. So it's that one. And then I moved on to my next oldest whip. Oh, I'm going to have to, 1 moment. Okay. You can't play with this one while I'm doing this. Take your toy away. Go on. Go and take it to the... Oh, thank you. She's dragging it out to the hallway now. She's a very good cat. Mixed berries became my next focus. Are you taking? Yes, you are. Good girl. Okay, the bell's disappeared. So mixed berries became my next focus, and oh, sorry, I should have said. Oh, I'm so out of practice, aren't I? So, what's the first one I showed you? We Can All Shine is by Bothy Threads. You can't get that anymore. It's very out of print, but like I said, they have printed a whole load of new gorgeous girls, so you can probably find something similar if you wish. The Wind in the Willows stitch along is a Paine Free Crafts stitch along. That is still available. You can go and get that. And it's the artist is Chris Dunn. He does a whole load of other. Oh, the bell has returned. 1 second. I'm going to have to pause. Oh dear, I feel this is going to take me all day. Right, where was I? Yeah, Paine Free Crafts. You can still get that. It's on their website. It's by Chris Dunn. He also does a whole load of other lovely full coverage pictures. So, Mixed Berries is by Stanley Morrison, and where was it at the beginning of this year? Sorry, I've got these in alphabetical order and I still can't do it. Okay, here we go. So that's what it looked like when it's finished. And this is what it looked like at the beginning of the year. I started in the middle, obviously, I always do. And yeah, that's how far I got. So I have put in this year 15,348,000 stitches. And this is what it's looking like now. I'll just move my needle minder out of the way. There we go. Sorry, I won't take it completely out of the Q-snap. But you get the... Apologies for the cat noise. She's fine. She's absolutely fine. She just loves to play all the time. Hello! Shh. Okay, so this is Mixed Berries. And I am putting around 100 stitches a day approximately, and I'm just working my way down to the bottom. I think I have got a stitch that's on the bottom line now. It's there. And sort of so I'm just pulling that all the way across, and then can't decide which direction I'm going to go in, left or right, which dragon. Maybe the blackberry one, because the raspberry one is also red, and I could do with a bit of a colour change. So I might go that way. But I'm really happy with that. It's come on quite well since the beginning of the year. That's where all my stitches have gone. Put that back in. Okay, next one is Fantasy Dragon. Sorry, I started Mixed Berries in 2022 in 27th of June. 27th of June 2022. Fantasy Dragon I started on the 21st of September 2022. It's in a magazine. I think it's World of Cross Stitching, and details are down below. And it's designed by Anne Stokes. That's what it looks like when it's finished. And this is what it looked like at the beginning of the year. And I thought I could finish that. I thought actually I would have finished this years ago, but it's got a lot more stitches than I realised. I think I started this with Blushing Pink, Lindsay from Blushing Pink Stitches. She gave up. I'm not surprised. It is not the easiest of patterns. I have, for some reason, persevered. And I think I'm more than 50% through now. It's a bit hard to judge how many. And this is where I'm at now. Get both of those in? Yeah, just about. So I've done more of this the wings, and this is the back leg coming in, and then there's that massive tail to do. It's actually quite a lot of the pattern. Yeah, I have actually stitched a lot on this. How many stitches did I do? 2,666 stitches I've done on this year. And I think I only need another 3,000 ish stitches left on to do it. It might get done this year, maybe. That'll be good. Okay. The next one is another Anne Stokes pattern called Little Helpers. It's a Christmas one. And this is what it looks like when it's finished. Look at the little dragons decorating the tree. And this is what it looked like at the beginning of the year. And I haven't put a great deal into this. Oh no. Well, okay. 2,334. So I finished another page. No, we're not going to get both of those in. There we go. So I finished another page, and I started another one. So the dragon's coming in. I'll probably move around and finish the dragon off and then move on to something else interesting in the picture, I think is what I'll do. Because you never know how much of this you're ever going to do, so you might as well concentrate on the fun bits. That's the way I see it. And then if I've had enough, I can just fully finish the fun bits that I've done. Anyway, I love the detail in this. That's pretty cool. That is by Paine. Is that Paine Free? Yes, that's Paine Free Crafts. Anne Stokes. You can't get that anymore. It's been discontinued. The next oldest, and I started that one on December 2022. I'm going to be stuck in 2022 whips for some time. Dragons of the Sabbat, I then started on the 1st of January 2023. New year, new start. That is another Anne Stokes. I was clearly in a bit of an Anne Stokes craze at that point. So this is the one with 8 dragons. Why do I always think it's 12? Oh, there's Tlin. You watch her, she'll knock everything off there. And the beginning of the year I had finally worked my way up to the first dragon. But I hadn't really started it. And now, these black projects show up the dirt so much. I won't take it out of the Q snap. But that is where I'm at. Oh, I just hold something behind it. That is where I'm at now. So I've done, and I think that is pretty much the end of the tail for that part. So next year I can start moving up into the dragon. So I'm quite excited to do that. I might finally get a dragon on this piece. So there we go. This is also going to take me, well, as I said, I'm not sure I'll ever finish this. But I'm having fun. Oh, where are the threads? Oh, there they are. That's good. And I have put 1,793 stitches in this year. A huge number. Yeah. The next one is another Anne Stokes dragon. It is Sky Queen. Sky Queen, I started on the 4th of February 2023. This is also from World of Cross Stitching. I can't remember what year. And this is what she looked like at the beginning of the year. And I decided that I was going to finish. I got quite close, and then I decided I was going to finish this. And I put 3,272 stitches in and finished it in June the 15th. And here she is now. Almost fully finished even. Look, I've got the back. That's what the back's going to look like. I've decided to attach it to the front and put some cording on it and then hang it up. It was almost another FFO for this year. There you go. And I called her my angry 2025 dragon because the back stitching, because I reduced her onto 25 count, the back stitching comes out a little bit thick on the face especially, so she looks angry. But to be honest, I was fairly angry most of 2025. Stupid world. So I will finish her hopefully this week while I'm still on holiday. She's participating. Right, that was that one. Then I started another full coverage in June, 8th of June 2023 by Josephine Wall. This is a Heaven and Earth piece, Spirit of Flight, and when it's finished it will look like this. Isn't she pretty? And at the beginning of the year we had this much progress, and I have put a grand total of 1,568 stitches, so you might not even notice. Oh no, you can tell. Cool. I think I'm going to work towards her face. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be happy with the detail, but I'd like to check before I commit to putting a ton more stitches in. So that's where we are. Heaven and Earth pages are a lot bigger than Paine Free Crafts ones, but you can see a few more feathers coming in there. And that is her arm, blue arm. She will continue, obviously, for many more years. And I made myself a Josephine Wall bag. Josephine Wall fabric. Quite happy with that. And then Spirit of Light. Yes, Octopus Treasure Cave. Now she's climbing the curtain. Octopus Treasure Cave. I started on the 28th of July, 2023, and I did finish it this year on the 28th of August 2025, and I had to put in another 4,794 stitches. So this is what Octopus Treasure Cave looked like at the beginning of the year. Yep, here we go. So I'd done all that border, and I would started. I'd done the top half of that project, and I don't have this finish physically in my hands yet, but I have been sent pictures, and this is what it's going to look like, or what it does look like. And hopefully I will be picking this up, courtesy of Nicola, at the Bee Stitchy retreat in February. And then it can hang on my wall. That does have glass in, even though you can't see it. So yeah. And then I started Dark Queen of the Sea on the 21st of November 2023, so that must have been a birthday start. And at the beginning of the year, it did not have a great deal of stitches in it. Dark Queen. Oh, sorry. This is what she'll look like when she's finished. Although I am changing bits of it. And this is what she looked like at the beginning of the year, 1.5 fish. She has been a bit of a travel piece because she's 28 count over 2. So I can just about see that. Oh, there's a hoop. One moment. So this is by Autumn Lane Stitchery. It was a sow many, many years ago. Oh, disaster. 1 second. There we go. And I haven't ironed this, so it's going to be a bit... Let's just spread it out a little bit. There we go. So this is what she's looking at now. She's quite good. So we've got most of the fish. That one on the... I don't know if you can hear that or not, but she's just causing chaos. Behind me. So yeah, there you go. So I'm working my way down, basically to try and tackle those tentacles, because there's going to be a lot of tentacles down there. But I'm having it. It's great fun to stitch. Really quite easy. I need to go back and actually do some back stitch, so I don't leave it all to the end. But yeah, as I say, there's a fair bit of block stitching, so I can take it travelling, which is probably why it got a little bit more than expected. 2,608 stitches this year. What percentage are we at? Oh, I haven't written that. I haven't got that with me. Let's have a look. Why have I not got that? 1 second. Let's see if I can just... Can I edit this? Property visibility. Percentage. Oh, there we go. Percentage complete. Let's move that. Bit of on the fly notion. There we go. Right, so she is dark green sea. Oh no, dear, 15%. That's not a lot, is it? Yeah, okay. All right, it's going to take some time. Back in the bag with you. And then I started the Reindeer, which was the 1st of January 2024, so that was a new year, new start. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. Everyone's seen it. It's the first lot of Year in the Woods. The Reindeer, where are you? The Reindeer. So that's what she'll look like when she's done, although the key is slightly wrong and makes the antlers snowy, but I quite like the antlers snowy, so I might stitch it like that. Oh, sorry, itchy nose. And this is what she looked like at the beginning of the year, just some hind legs. Ooh, sorry, trying to juggle everything. Right, hang on. And this is what she looks like now. I put in 2,092 stitches, and it's a bit hard to tell, but it's probably about 70% done. So I just need to, maybe another 1,000 stitches will do it. So hopefully we'll be a finish this year, and then I can frame the whole thing. I was going to do all the Year in the Woods, but given that there's another Year in the Woods come out, and they're all lovely as well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to buy all the ones, because there's some of the ones I don't like as much, so maybe I'll just do them all individually from now on. Doesn't matter, does it? No. Either that, or I change the colour of the ferret the ferret flowers, because I don't like the yellow. Anyway, that's future Anita's problem once we've finished it, which won't be for some time. Right. And then 13th of January, I started Dragons: A Field Guide. That was by Climbing Goat, because she rudely put out a sal that was all about dragons, so I had to start it. And this is what it will look like if I ever finish it. It's a lot of dragons. This is where it was when it started the year, and I haven't put a great deal into it. Only, oh dear, 1,358. That's this one here, isn't it? It started getting a bit more love when I assigned it to when I did some Formula One stitching on it. So the dragon is finished now. That dragon, at least. So that's good. Maybe it's going to be a dragon a year. That's going to be so slow. And it's Ragons anyway. So yeah. Depending on which driver it gets assigned to next year, we'll see how much progress it gets. Anyway, we'll talk about plans at the end if you're still here. Oh, I should have said welcome everyone. I forget to say that every time. Welcome everyone. Thank you for watching. If you are watching, obviously. A bit difficult to thank those that aren't watching. Yeah, thank you. There's a lot of Floss Tubes, WIP parades, Flossmasses, all of that stuff to watch. I've been enjoying it. Thank you for choosing me. So where am I? I'm at Dragons: A Field Guide. So we're in 2024 now. So on the 10th of February, I started Here Be Dragons. Oh yes, it was Dragon Year. That's right. That's where all these dragons are coming from. I mean, I stitch a lot of dragons anyway, but 2024 was the year of the dragon. So that's why I started Dragons: A Field Guide a little bit early. And then Here Be Dragons was on the first day of Chinese New Year. This one's by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I did not do a great deal in 2024, I think. So hang on. Oh, Here Be Dragons, here we go, found it. Right, so this is what it looks like when it's finished. And this is where I got to by the beginning of 2025. Not great. But this year, because it has been assigned to Max Verstappen, who got a lot of points, but not quite enough, so that's okay. I put in 2,313 stitches, and it's looking like, get the right round, yes, it's looking like this now. So I have, I'm telling my tale of woe on this. This is 1/1 25 count. So this is Raspberry Jam. Is it a classic colour works or a something else? Gentle Art, sorry, Gentle Art. And I realised that I'm not going to have enough to finish the entire thing, so I thought, okay, do I buy another thread, a skein of that, or do I use something different for the border? So I decided to use my Paintworks threads that I bought ages ago but have never used. And I started stitching, I don't know if you can tell, you probably can't until I bring it closer, but I started stitching it full cross here in the middle. And the problem I discovered, because the Paintworks cotton is like 1.5 the size of DMC, it was tough getting it through full cross. It was horrible. Don't do that. It's not nice. And also I discovered if you put stress on this, am I calling it Paintworks? That's not what it's called, is it? Paint box. That's what it's called. Sorry, there's a pub down the a place down the road called Paintworks. So that I always want to call it that. Sorry. Right. paint box threads, yes, they're a little bit thicker than your DMC, and if you put a bit of stress on it, I don't know if you can tell, I can certainly tell when I peer at it, the undyed white comes out, and you can see it flecked amongst the, especially on a dark thread, it comes out quite a lot, and that was driving me a bit nuts as well. And so I was almost ready to throw it across the room when Rachel handed me some floss conditioner, which did help a lot. And then I decided to switch to doing it 10th stitch. And that is a lot better. It's still, if you stress the thread, you can still see the flecks of white, but not as much. So it's not quite as annoying. And you can't, if you stand back, you can't really see, although obviously that stripe will be smaller. You can't really tell that I've, oh, cat in the background again. Hey, Talin. Going to be the star of the show. You can't really see that you can tell that the stripes are smaller because obviously you get through more thread doing across than you do doing half across. But it's not as, it won't be as noticeable the more I put that border in. So I am continuing with it, and it's less. I want to throw it through the window less. So that's that's good. But this is the closest I've come to UFOing a project, I've got to say. Apart from the gorgeous girl, I almost UFO'd that like every time I picked it up. What are you doing, Chaos Monkey? Okay, you're all right. Okay, I'll go and pick that up later. So yeah, that's that one. Here be dragons. Right, Sapphire Dragon. Then I started another one 8 days later in 2024 in February. I started Sapphire Dragon. Oh yes, I started this one with Lauren Cross Stitch Bunny. Pretty sure she's finished. I'm sure she has. She's very speedy. This is what it will look like when it's finished. And this is where I got to at the beginning of the year. Not very far at all. But this I've discovered can also be a travel stitch because it is over to 28 count and it is not on dark fabric, so that makes it a lot easier to see. And I have put how many have I put in? I've put 1,193 stitches and we are now at 7.49%. Wow. Okay, not a great deal of progress then. Which way up does this go? I think it's this one. So I started, that's where we started in the middle there. It doesn't look anything like a dragon yet. Yeah, no, it doesn't. But I've moved to the top corner-ish. It's a bit difficult to have corners when it's a circle. But then I'm going to be moving around. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. We're going to be stitching more of it. Yeah. So this has a mixture of full cross with 2 strands, full cross with 1 strand, and I think there are some half crosses in it as well. So I've had to pay attention as I'm stitching it a bit more than usual, but I do like it a lot, and it has a lot of fun colours in it. So I hope to do more on this year, and hopefully use it as more of a travel stitch because I am going to be going to London even more often this year. Next year. Joy of joys. Yeah, that's that one, and is in probably a bag that is way too small for it. I don't know why it's in this bag. It's in the tiniest of bee bags. Right. So, the castle. So then I started on, because it was a leap year, 26th of, I didn't actually start it on the 29th, but 26th of February 2024, I started the castle by Teresa Wentzler. This is what the castle looks like if you don't know. Ta-da! It's enormous. I recently scanned this into markup and oh my god, it's made such a difference. It's amazing. I should have done it ages ago. I don't know why I didn't. I decided to take a leaf out of Rachel's book. She scans everything into markup up front and, you know, does it properly to start off with. It's such a good idea. And I finally decided that she is right and I'm doing that from now on. I am making it even more complicated for myself by changing the colours because this dragon is green and yellow and clearly it needs to be purple and blue. So this is where I'm at. I'm doing it over 2 on 28 count. What is it called? Something by Polstitches. It's Evening Sky. Anyway, it fades light blue into dark blue, or dark blue into light blue, whichever way you happen to be looking at it. And I put in 1167 stitches, and that's where we're at now. So you can see the dragon I've turned to purple with a blue belly, and I have not put in quite enough backstitch. So, oh dear, hang on, it's getting a bit unwieldy. Okay, so this is the dragon claw, whereas previously that was gold, now it is light blue. It will have some backstitch around it, so it's going to be a bit easier to see. But all the rocks are, I mean, obviously it's Teresa Wentzler, so everything is blended, usually with 3041, which is a lovely purple, so I don't mind that. These rocks, some of these rocks I've put in the back stitching, I need to go over and do more. I love the fact that I hadn't realised that these were just sort of bushes with flowers on in the rocks. And now, as soon when you stitch it, it becomes much more obvious. So that's all cool. I've pretty much made all my decisions about what colours should be changed, so it should progress a little bit faster this year. Oh, hello. Hello. Cat's on the table now. I'm sorry I've been ignoring you. I know. Dreadful. And it's been 42 minutes and I haven't even got halfway through. Yeah, you're going to sit there now. That's helpful. Thanks. Okay, carrying on. If you can hear anything over the purring. So, yeah. And I think now that I've scanned everything in, I can tell that I'm at a measly 9.59%. This was supposed to be, I had maybe hoped to get this all done in 4 years. Yeah, that's not happening, is it? But it doesn't matter. I'm having fun. Yeah, back up the curtain. And this is in a lovely project bag by Kaylee Tentstitch from the sewing shop. Look at that. Tons of dragons. Amazing. Right. And then in April, the 1st of April, oh, right, April Fool's Day, I started Planet Dragons by Rob Carlos. I asked Sam from Chromatic Alchemy to dye me some lovely fabric. So she did. Obviously I paid her. That's probably why she did it. Anyway, where am I? I'm trying to find, what's it called? Planet Dragons, yeah. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. It's all the planets of all the dragons. Even Pluto. And this is where it was at the beginning of the year. I just had a wing. I haven't put a great deal in. Put in 1,482 stitches and we are here. So we're moving on to the planet part. I think I'll move up to try and get the dragon head to check that he's okay. I think he will be though. This is a heaven and earth. I don't know if this is still available. I haven't checked. and I love it. It's coming along. I love stitching on this fabric. It's gorgeous. You can see more of it. Look at it. So sparkly and purple and lovely. A rogue needle minder in there. And I'm at a measly 3.13%. Okay. Oh yeah, now we come to the one that I have ignored the most. Of Dragons and Apples by Quaternion Creations. I started on the 3rd of May 2024. Let's just turn this one off. Of Dragons and Apples looks like this when it's finished. Oh, that thread condition's come out. Oops. Let's put that back in. And it looked like this at the beginning of the year. It doesn't look a great deal different because I didn't even manage 1,000 stitches. 984 stitches in this year. And it is over 125 count by Chromatic Alchemy. I can't remember the colours I'm using. Is it 154 and an over-dyed Kaylee 10 stitch blue, which is very close to 939. Yeah, I should put more of this. Do more of this next year. That's my plan. Mind you, do more of everything next year is my plan. So there we go. It's lovely. It will get finished one day. And then I was persuaded to start a non-dragon project by my friend Susanna, Moths and the Moon. I started on the 18th of May 2024. I put in 1,032 stitches. Moths and the Moon looks like this. It's by Tiny Modernist. Let me just try and find it. Oh, where is it? Ah, sorry, I'm just being blind. I'm looking straight at it and not seeing it. That's a bit worrying there. And oops, threads everywhere. Right. I am stitching this 1 over 1 on 25 count, and this is where I got to at the beginning of the year. And yeah, I said how many stitches I put in, and this is where I've got to now. I am using I'm using the cool four colours. Apart from this border, I have chosen to use a purple, variegated purple by ThreadPickerz, which I don't think she dyes floss anymore. And it's a bit more subtle showing here, but I can... No, it's fairly subtle. I do like it. It's very nice. Susanna has obviously finished hers. Hers is a reasonable size. It looks stunning. I'll get mine finished one day. Then, oh yes, then I did a Chatelaine because my friend Susie wanted to start a Chinese Dragon Gate Chatelaine, and we started that on the 14th of July 2024. Chinese Dragon Gate. Where are you? It will look like this when it's finished. Approximately. Am I using any of the called for colours? No, I'm not really. I've kitted it up in stash items and cottons because this was at this point I decided not to buy silks anymore. Oh, I've just got needles just sitting there. Okay, let's take that out. Right. So that's where I got to at the beginning of the year. mainly because I started it and then I'd focused on Octopus Treasure Cave. And I put in, because of the 100 Days of Chatelaine, because I finished Octopus Treasure Cave partway through the 100 Days of Chatelaine, and then I continued on to this one as my next focus. How many days? 5,370 stitches. And now it's looking pretty good. I've done the full length of the, I don't know what you call this. Oh, if I pick up the bottom part. There you go. Ta-da! So yeah, it's looking really cool. I'm going to start the border soon. I decided that because I'm using stash colours, some of them are going to run out. So I decided I needed to do one side and then do the other side to make sure that they were symmetrical. So I've been doing that. And then when I finished getting that bit done, I'm going to do the border. I'm going to leave the dragon till last because he's obviously going to be magnificent. I also need to chart my initials to put in the middle there. You're supposed to put your initials or something there. I haven't got around to doing that yet. This might get finished in this year's 100 Days of Chatelaine. I'm not sure. It's a bit hard to tell how many stitches I've got left, but approximately I'm around 25% done. So I'll get a fair amount of it done this year, I expect. And Susie has not finished. She is still stitching. She got distracted by starting other ones. Right. Then I started S Fairy on the 18th of October. There we go. I can read numbers. 18th of October 2024. S Fairy is by Nora Corbett. I don't have any of it with me because I gifted it. So I do have some pictures. So S Fairy, this is what she looked like at the beginning of the year. I changed all the colours. And this is what she looked like when I finished her. I did it as a flat fold, lots of beads, and this is what the side looks like. Did my own cording. That's very pretty. That's that one. I finished her on the 2nd of February this year. Magnificent Wizard was my birthday start, 20th November 2024, as it has a dragon in it. And this is a Dimensions. This is what it will look like when it's finished. I have also just scanned this into markup. Oh, so much better. Right. I did not get a lot done by the beginning of this year. I think I probably got distracted by Christmas stitching as usual. Which way up does this go? But this year I have put in 1,413 stitches. That's not the right way up. I haven't done a great deal. You still can't tell which way's up. Okay. And it's on 18 count black Ada, which comes with it in the kit. There we go. And it has a mixture of different numbers of flosses for crosses and tent stitch and all of that. Yeah, it's good fun. I'll be carrying on with that. I don't know. I'm going to work my way out to the edge, I think. Get some of this background done. And also I should start some backstitch. Don't leave that to the end. There thankfully isn't a great deal. It's just around the dragon and the wizard. Obviously, because that's all there is in there. Yeah. You know what I mean. Oh, we're coming to the end. No, we're not. No, we're not. Sorry, that's a lie. We haven't even got to the beginning of 2025. So, talking about 2025, that was my last 2024 stitch. So, there'll be no more progress photos. Right, 2025. So, 2025 is my January New Year New Start. Is the Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow. This Deadly Aquarium, I'm sure you all know, but it looks like this when it's finished. I dyed my own fabric. Oh, I've got a spare needle. Oh no. Which one did I take that out of? Right, okay, I'll just stick it here. Work it out at some point. And I have done 832 stitches this year, and I've got to 4.47%. It's still in its nerd hoop. Take that out, otherwise I'll be wondering where that is. No, Chatelaine, look after that for me. Right. Yeah. So I've been focusing on the coral and that spiky lionfish. It's a lionfish? I think that's what you call it. I have made a mistake. I started in the middle, but I didn't start in the middle of the fabric. But I have counted and counted again, and I'm pretty sure that I've got enough fabric at the top that it won't cause a problem. I hope so. I'm gonna move my way upwards anyway, just to check, so I don't. Because there's nothing worse than not having enough fabric as a. Well, you know, for cross stitching. Obviously, with life, there's lots of other things that are worse. Anyways, sorry, I'll stop rambling. So that's that one. My next finish. So then I started Starlings, which is a free owl forest, and I started that on the 4th of January. No wonder Deadly Aquarium didn't get that many stitches. 4th of January, and I finished it on the 16th of January, and it is a total of 1,904 stitches, and this is what it looks like. I used all my own colours, and it's got a nice purple flower on the back. And 1827 is not a strange year. It is the number of days that I have been married by at the point when I presented it to my husband. I have to do another one of these soon. I haven't done one for a while. Actually, since this one. Yeah. No. Cool. So that's that one. Oh, where am I going to put these? Right. Then then I started all my Annie Beezy's little stockings. So, first of all, number one, I started on the 18th of January 2025, and I finished it on the I finished it on the 8th of February 2025, so a little bit late. And here it is, all finished. It's that actual stocking that you can put things in. Not that I do, because it's quite tiny. I did it. What did I do this on? I think this is over to 28 count navy blue Zweigart, and it's finished at the back, and my own cord, and this is glow in the dark chenille. I just bought a ball of chenille and crocheted the top. Yeah, so that's number one. Then two turtle doves, which I started on the 31st of January. Oh, a bit early. And finished on the 20th of February, 2025. 2025, that's what I'm trying to say. Two turtle doves. I changed all the colours because I wanted it more purple. added a few more beads than was necessary. Necessary? That's not the right word, is it? You know, we're called for, that's it. This, beads are always necessary. Just that one. And then it's decorated. It's got matching-ish fabric on the inside as well. Oh, no, not the next one. The next one I started was holly. That's right, because I went to the bee stitchy retreat. Oh, Notion's just restarted. 1 second. Oh, there we go. 2nd of... No. The 1st of February, 2025. I started holly with a couple of other people. I know that Rachel has finished. I don't know if Liz has. And I started on this fabric, which I absolutely hate. Holly looks like is Nora Corbett. That's what she looks like when she's finished. I did her on, I'm doing her 1/1 on 25 count, some kind of linen. I don't even know which way up this is supposed to be because I haven't done a great deal. Holly only got 605 stitches this year. And this is what she looks like. My friend did her 1/1 40 count. So ridiculously tiny. Oh, that is the right way up, I think. It's her bustle of berries, that's right. There we go. She will get more stitches this year. K Mermaid was the next one, also a Nora Corbett. I gifted that to a friend, so I don't have it with me. But this is what it looked like when it was finished. Also on that fabric, which was awful. But thankfully my friend still liked it. It was okay. And that's, I finished it into a flat fold with some cording that I made. It looks okay. Yeah. Oh. I hated stitching that. Anyway, moving on. Then I started 3 French hens. 3 French hens, and I finished 3 French hens. I started on the 1st of March 2025 and finished on the 16th. Oh wow, that's pretty speedy. And that's that one done. 3 dinky French hens. The backing and the inside the same. Then I started then I started Miss Hazel by which is one of the animal crackers by Stacey Nash. Yeah, we'll talk about her in a second. On the 10th of March 2025, and I finished it on the 15th of July 2025. Here she is with her little heart. I used the cord for that I had in stash and then I substituted. So I made her into a little pillow thing with a squirrel on the back. I think I'll be making the others into a pillow that actually stands up. She doesn't need to sew, she doesn't need to be propped up. Oh, she's very dinky and lovely. Did her 1/1 25 count on, I think it's vintage country mocha or some equivalent fabric that I had in stash. That's her. Then I started the, I started the seasonal drawn thread, wow, which were amazing and lovely. I also started these with my friend Rachel. So spring, I started on the 21st of March 2025 and finished on the 14th of May 2025. And this is what it looked like. I changed all the colours because it calls for NPIs and a whole host of things that I don't own or want to buy. So, should I turn that off? Does that come up a bit better? No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. Yeah, there are loads and loads of specialty stitches. I don't know if you can see them if I bring it closer. Tons of beads. It was amazingly fun to stitch. Totally recommend a drawn thread if you haven't done one. And these are actually these were all under 3,000 stitches. Yeah, I changed this to be more purple. What a shocker. That was that one. Four Calling Birds was the next one I started. I have finished it. 22nd of April I started this one, and I finished it on the 29th of April. Okay. Four cute calling birds. But I haven't quite fully finished it, as you can see. There's no chenille topping yet, but I'm close. It will get done soon, hopefully. Otherwise I'll be sat in my tin forever. 5 gold rings was next on the 2nd of May. I started that and I finished it on the 8th of May 2025. And that is the same amount of fully finished, not quite. So you'll be seeing it later next year when I do fully finish it. Right. And then I did Boreal Owl, which I started on the 7th of May 2025, and I finished on the 4th of June 2025. And that is a free owl forest embroidery little cute owl. I used threads I had in stash, and I haven't fully finished it because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Maybe a little pillow. I think a little pillow would be cute. I don't have any fabric with owls on. I'm sure that can be rectified. I did it over to some sort of Chromatic Alchemy 28 count. 6 geese are laying. I started on the... Sorry, I'm just trying to move. If I move my light, maybe I'll be able to see a bit better. That makes sense. 6 geese are laying. Started on the 6th of May 2025. 6th of May? Am I reading that the wrong way around? Sorry, the 5th of June 2025. And it's finished. But in a state of not fully finished, as you can see. I've even got the needle in there. Look, see? I was busy stitching on the cording, and then I got distracted. So that's the back. Nice wintry trees. I was going to get these all finished for this Christmas to hang on my tree. It didn't happen, did it? Hopefully next year. Next finish. Oh, yeah. So the next one is a gift, so I don't have it. I started Loch Ness Monster, and that's by Darling Whimsy. Darling Whimsy? The Quirky Quaker person. And I started on the 16th of June 2025. Let's see if I can find... Here we go. And this is the finish. I finished it in a hoop, and I found... That's not Nessie. That is clearly a dinosaur, but it's a dinosaur in water. Who's to say Nessie's not a dinosaur? Yeah. So I gave that to my friend. I finished that on the 24th. Did I say that? I finished it on the 24th of June 2025. I did that over to 25 count. I did that with paint box. I'm using the right words, aren't I? Paint box threads, and that works really well over to 25 count. Not a problem. So just got to remember that. Don't use it over 125. Then Summer Arbour by the Drawn Thread, and I started that on the 21st of June 2025 and finished it in September 25. Summer? Did I say summer? Yes. I made it more purple. There are some... so there are sunflowers. I made them purple. There are strawberries. I made them purple. Yeah. I love it. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to finish all of these yet. I was thinking maybe I could sew them all together and then do it as a sort of bell pull style. But I'm a bit worried about getting it wrong and messing it all up. Anyway, tell me what you think. I am not sure. Or I do them separately and then because I want to have them all on the wall at the same time because they are really nice and I spent a lot of time doing them. So yeah, why not? Anyway, sorry, distracted. Kingfisher, another chatelaine I started with some friends on the 6th of July 2025. Find that. This is my lovely Kingfisher bag. It's been gifted to me by Susanna. Right, so this I haven't used any of the call for threads apart from the DMC. I have substituted, so she likes to use a lot of gold in a chatelaine and I have used silver instead. This is as far as I go. Do I have a... No, I'm right. Oh, do I have an image to show you what it should look like when it's finished? I think I do. Kingfisher, yes. Here we go. That's a computer generated one, so it's a bit naff. There we go. Anyway, I'm stitching on this 28 count fabric from Kaylee Tent Stitch, just the corner of a fabric from Kaylee Tent Stitch. So hopefully it looks a bit like water and possibly a bit of bank. Anyway, the border is amazing on this. And I'm using Paintbox thread on this one over to 28 count. Looks amazing. I love it. So yeah, this has specialty, not that many specialty stitches actually. A lot of metallic, a lot of different stitches all over the place. So yeah, I have put, how many stitches did I put in this? 655 in this year. And it is maybe at 6%. It's a bit hard to tell because of all the specialty stuff. Okay. Where did I get to? Seven Swans Are Swimming was next, 11th of July 2025. I finished it on the 29th of July. Look, this one hasn't got anywhere near being FFO'd. I do like this one. It is lovely. Yep. Then Cosmic Dragon Baby. Yes, that was a gift to my new cousin. Cosmic Dragon Baby. But here's a picture of the finish. I've blanked out. I put the baby's name and birth date, so I've blanked that out. This was designed by SA Stitch on Etsy. Very pretty. I like stitching this, and I gifted it last week. I gifted it last week. And the baby's only 3 months old, so not bad, right? Anyway, my cousin was happy about it. That was cool. Next one is 8 Maids a Milking. So I have done this one. I started this one on the 15th of August and I finished it on the 8th of September. Things were getting later and later there. So she's done, but not fully finished. I changed her skin colour and I changed her hair. No, I think I stitched her hat, thinking it was her hair. And then I realised my mistake and then just, I left it. Oh well. Yeah. So I will fully finish that at some point. Then Autumn Arbour was the 21st of September. And I finished it on the 26th of December, just after the winter solstice. This one, so yeah, things getting later and later. I, again, used none of the called for colours. Mine's a lot browner and oranger than called for, but I did add a little bit purple. I used this is a greeny purple variegated thread. Oh, I love this one. It looks so lovely. Oh, this pumpkin. Oh yeah, so I did this pumpkin, no, not that one, this one first, and thought, oh no, pumpkins, that's wrong. So So then I did all my pumpkins that way, up and down. And they do, see, these ones look even better. Yeah, see? I got better at my pumpkins. There's a few crows. I presume they're crows or blackbirds on this as well. Lots of acorns. Yeah. Happy with that one. What did I do next? 9 Ladies Dancing. 9 Ladies Dancing I started on the 27th, oh, a bit late, of September, and I finished it on the 29th of October. Yeah. I changed her skin colour and all the other colours, to be honest, as well. Can you see her eyes? She does have eyes. To be honest, they're not that clear on the picture either. She looks like she's got her eyes closed. Oh, maybe she does have her eyes closed. Anyway, I like her. There we go. And that is the last. So 10, 11 and 12 never got started. I'm not sure when I'm going to start them. Maybe next year. I have other plans though, so yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. What did I do next? It is Defended. Oh, I started Christmas presents, right. So 19th of October, I started Matt's Christmas present. I picked this up for free at the Chatelaine retreat. Keep calm and then you get to stitch your own thing. So I think it's by Fangirl. Anyway, can't remember. On Etsy. If you want to know, I'll let you know. And it is called, her piece is called It Is Defended. And I charted my own Invade. And I put all the Doctor Who monsters. And I asked Matt, what's your favourite Doctor Who monster? And he said, Stones of Blood. So I charted my own Stone of Blood and added blood on it. So yeah. Now he has a new tea towel. See? Oh, great. I got him a tea towel for Christmas. Or was it his birthday? No, Christmas. I got it for Christmas. My favourite is the Oud. What's that one? I finished that on the 16th of December this year. Next, I started on the 25th of October. I started Sleeping Cats. That was a gift, which I have gifted, so I can show you. This is a free Doreen Jones. Oh, that's difficult to say for some reason. Chart. I can't show you what it should have looked like because I just had the chart, but this is what it did look like. I changed the colours of everything because my friend likes green, so I made the chair and the blanket and the cushion greenish, and then I changed the colours of the cats to match her cats. Yeah. For some reason I don't have a picture of the fully finished, but I did it as a soft finish that you can... I did do it, didn't I? Isn't that how I finished it? I think, yeah. I did a soft finish that you can hang on the wall, yeah. But for some reason I forgot to take a photo. And that one I managed to finish by the 31st of October this year. Then for my birthday, we've got to November. Oh my god, how long is this? It's an hour and 19. That's not too bad. So Bellatrix, I started for my birthday this year. It's in this lovely purple bag that Susanna made me. And I stitched a whole load of 501 stitches. Bellatrix is my first Bella Filipina. Not the only one I own by any means, but it's the first one I've started. I'm stitching it on a lovely piece of fabric by Kaylee. Oh, which way up does she go? Well, the needle minder is this way up, so we'll say it goes this way. And see, look how purpley and lovely the fabric is. So this is as far as I got. Yeah, I think I stitched 9 different colours of purple in it. And this lovely needle minder is a gift for my friend for my birthday, which is cool. Yeah, I'm doing this 1/125 count. That is not recommended. Yeah, I think it's recommended that you do it over 2. So the only fractionals I can see are going to be in her face and arms and stuff. So hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. We will see. I managed the Nora Corbetts, so yeah, it's a problem for when we get there. Also, I'm not sure if I'm going to change the cat. So if you have a look at the cat, where is she? Where is she? Nope, wrong one. What's her name again? Bellatrix. There we go. So do I change that cat to look like my cat? Well, one of my cats. So I've got 2 cats now. So do I put another cat in? Or do I just ignore that piece of the image for years while I stitch around it, trying to decide what to do? That one. That's what I'm going to do. I choose that option. So yeah, that's one dilemma. Then I stitched another gift, Santa Cupcake. This was by Shannon Christine. And I have a picture of the finish. Oh, I thought I did. Yes. Here it is. I turned it into a little ornament. It's supposed to be a Santa cupcake. Hopefully that is obvious. There's a little Christmas tree in the bottom left-hand corner and some holly sprigs and yeah. And obviously the cupcake is wearing a Santa hat. Yeah. Cool. That's perfectly sensible. Oh yeah. And then I started so my mum got me a present last year to chart a picture of my choice. Oh, I've just realised that I've got a Q-snap section that I've taken off from somewhere. Where did that come from? Okay, we'll solve that problem later. Sorry, so my mum gave me a present from last year and I finally got round to sorting out this year. Just before it expired, of course. That's the way I do things. And it was I asked them to chart a picture of my late cat, Max. And this is the image I gave them. Oh. And I started that on the 2nd of December this year, which is 5 years after she died. And I haven't put very much into it. I've only put 158 stitches. A lot of feelings on this one. I have no idea whether... Oh, I think it goes this way up. Right. The needle minder says so. So I started in the middle. I think that's her eye. Pretty sure. It's done with anchor floss, which is very nice. I haven't used anchor floss since I started stitching when I was a kid, because that's all they had. And the shop down the road didn't have any DMC. Yeah, and it comes as a kit. Everything is, yeah, look at that. All the flosses. And hopefully it'll be lovely. I'm not quite sure. So this is so you can see it's a bit white. It's a bit whited out on the edges, but I'm hoping it won't matter too much given it's 25 count 1/1. It did come with 18 count Ada, but I decided I didn't want to use it. So I'll have plenty of floss left over. I'm doing it 25 count over 1. That's that one. Then I started Winter Arbour, 21st of December 2025, and I got it all wrong. It's all wrong. Oh, sorry, Max. Let's just... So Winter Arbour will look like this when it's finished. Oh, no it won't. That's interesting. How did that happen? Right, 1 second. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. Winter Arbour will look like this when it's finished. So there's a lot of white on there, right? There aren't very many different threads. I have decided to do it on purple. Yeah, so as I said, so I started in the middle, but you see that middle tree? It's not green, is it? It's white. Did I stitch it white? No. Stitched it green. That's annoying. And then when I stitched the trunk, I realised that I've used something that's way too pale. Because obviously it's night, right? Because I've gone for a night fabric. Oh, let's turn that one off. Hang on. I've gone for a night fabric, and I reckon that trunk is too pale. So I'm going to take the trunk out. I'm going to leave the tree colour, because the floss I've chosen to use is Roxy Floss Pom Poms. You see it's green and it fades to white. So I figured that that will look like snow landing on the branches, is my hope. So I'm going to do all the trees in this. So they'll be greeny white, all of them. Yeah, but I'm going to change the trunk to something darker. That's okay. And I'm going to change all the... So I've got a choice and I can't decide which one I'm going to do. Maybe some of one and some of the other. So for the snowflakes and things, I've got this Marlit rayon that I used for a chatelaine once. Is that going to focus? There we go. So you can see it's shiny. It's basically satin. And I also have a water lily glacier in stash, which is a bluey purple. So I'm going to use these instead of using white, because I don't like stitching white. And it's my cross stitch, and I don't have to stitch white if I don't want to. Oh, I should also say, this needle binder is from my lovely friend Charlie, from Charlie Feathers. She gave that to me for my birthday. It's a purple dragon dancing in purple flowers. Oh, it's amazing. It goes so well on this purple fabric. Thank you very much, Charlie. And the magnet on this is like, look how huge it is. So it keeps attaching to all my scissors and my floss drops. I drag it out of the bag and everything comes with it. Of course, I'm not even using it though, am I? Look, I've stuck the needles. Anyway, there we go. And that... Oh no, that's not my last start. Where is the other one? So I have another start that I started, obviously. Oh yeah, it's right at the bottom. Okay, and I have no image to show you because I couldn't find a finished one because I only have the chart. The chart is free from Living on the Rainbow. She of the 3D items that I will one day purchase and do. Oh, the zip on this is a bit stiff. There we go. So I have started it, and you'll just have to wait and see what it's going to look like. It's a bit of a mystery for you, unless you go to her Instagram and it's on there. It's a free chart. She did loads of free charts over Christmas, so go and have a look on Instagram and pick them up. Which way round does this go? It's this way. Right. So it's cat Christmas stocking. So it's basically a Christmas stocking. I'm doing it 1/125 count, and it's got a snow cat, not a snowman, a snow cat, and with two cats playing in the snow. So I'm going to make one of them Tlin and one of them Sabbat. And then I'm going to put Tlin's name across the top of the stocking because she doesn't have a Christmas ornament yet, obviously, because she's new. Yeah, and it'll look very cute, and hopefully I will finish it by the end of next year and it can be on the tree. That is my plan. And that is the last one that I started, and I started that on Christmas Eve this year. So we have reached the end. Yes, everything. Right. So now plans. Wow, it's an hour and a half. Well done, guys, if you've made it to the end. I mean, maybe not even in one session. It could have taken you days to get to this point. I wouldn't even know. Okay, so plans. So I started a lot of things in 2025, and most of the things I finished were things I started in 2025. I only finished 5 things that I started pre-2025, which, to be honest, isn't too bad, given that the things that are pre-2025 are now really quite large. It's mostly my full coverages. There are very few small items. So I suppose maybe that's to be expected. And that's okay. I've only pulling over an extra 2 into this year. But I start this year with 20, what did I say? Was it 23 WIPs? Let me just look. Yes, 23 WIPs. Okay, so let me tell you about my plans for next year. So already I have a new year, new start set up. And that is Stacey Nash's bobbin. I'll show you a picture of what that's going to look like. I'm going to do that 1/125 count, like the, oh, I've forgotten her name, Miss Hazel that I did. Now, so unfortunately this year I discovered that Stacey Nash is a full-on Trump supporter. I hadn't realised that, not being American. Quite disappointed. So I've decided that I won't be buying any more Stacey Nash items unless they're on the destash table. And then the money's not going to her; it's going to whoever the stitcher is that's giving it to me. So that is what I've decided to do. In any case, it turns out I've already bought a ton of them this year before I discovered this, and I'm still gonna stitch them. They're still nice, despite her leanings. So yeah, that's that. I've also discovered that the Annie Beezy's 12 Christmas, and Annie Beezy's folk art is also a Trump supporter. I was very lucky to be lent that book. I won't be spending money on them. I'll be giving that book back next year once I've finished 10, 11 and 12. So yeah, I discovered that. That was annoying. There we go. So yeah, on to my other plans. So I'm going to be stitching. I quite like doing the seasonal stitches. So I'm going to be doing that again this year. And I've discovered I was torn between. So there's some very nice ones by Emma Congdon in the, is it World of Cross Stitching or in Cross Stitcher? It's very nice seasonal ones, but there's a lot of stitches on those. So this year, next year. I'm already in 2026. 2026, I'm going to be doing the seasons ones from Owl Forest Embroidery that are free. And let me show you a picture. What did I put this under? Oh, here we go. And they are free, so feel free to join in with me. I will be starting them on the appropriate equinox or solstice. So the first one, bottom right, you can see is Spring Hopping. They give their charts in Owl Forest embroidery threads and also in DMC. I'll probably be ignoring all of that and choosing my own from stash because I have plenty of specialty threads in stash and I should just use them. So this is a good way to use them. I also note that in the Fox one in autumn, they fluffed up the floss to make it a fluffy fox, which is so cool, and I need to work out how to do that. So I think that would be quite cool. I may need to be purchasing some new thread. I'm not sure. So that's what I'm going to be starting on the equinox and solstice when they come round in the year. But for my monthlies, I'm going to be stitching with my friend Rachel and hopefully Susanna. I've persuaded her to do it as well. Oh, I don't know why that is in the middle. 1 second. Let me see if I can fix that. Oh dear. There we go. Like, come on. Let's open it. Right. Okay. So this is by is it Stitches with Coffee? I keep wanting to call her Coffee Cats, but that's not her name. I'll put it down below. Anyway, she's done this monthly. So there's a every month has the month on it and a cat, a different color cat, and she has done alternatives for July, October, and December. So there are actually 15 of these. Obviously, there are not 15 months in the year, so I'm going to have some overflow. They don't look very big, but I have a lot of other things to stitch as well. So no doubt, I don't know how far into the year I will be able to keep up on my monthly ones. I suppose I could stitch the alternatives earlier. Oh, that's a good idea. But I should also stitch stockings and catch up with that. Anyway, so I think 2027 might be a mop-up year of all my previous monthly ones, and we'll sort it out that way. So where was I? Sorry, rambling. I think I'm going to do these separately so I can display them separately. I'm going to ask Matt to make me a little wooden display thing that I can both store them and display the relevant one, which would be quite cool. Then they could all be together. And I think I'm going to change all the cats to be cats that I have previously had, or cats I currently have. If I can, which means I'm going to have to ask my sister what, because there are some cats we had and I can't remember what colour eyes they had, and it was before we took a lot of photos on our phone. That's how old I am. Yeah, actual physical photos, and I don't have those photos anymore, so I don't know. So I'm going to have to ask some questions and find out what our cats actually look like. And yeah, so I'm going to change those. Is that all my plans? I think it is. I should have sworn there was something else, and now I've completely forgotten. Oh yeah, no, wait, hang on. There is more. So I'm going to be doing my Formula 1 stitching again. And oh, what have I done here? Oh yes, I'm going to do my Formula 1 stitching again. So this next coming season, we have 22 drivers on the grid, and I can have a total of 26 projects because it is 2026. So some projects will not get drivers assigned to them, and I'm going to make sure that all the oldest projects are assigned the drivers so that I concentrate a bit more on the older projects, because the newer projects will get stitched later. That's fine. Let's try and concentrate on the older ones. So that's one way I'm going to concentrate on old ones. Then the other way is I'm going to do 500 stitches on my the project that has the smallest percentage done, 500 stitches on my most ignored project, so the one that I stitched on last, 500 stitches on whatever that seasonal project is, so the winter one or the spring hopping one, whatever, and 500 stitches on the item closest to a finish. Now Notion lets me pull up these stats really easily. I was also thinking perhaps 500 stitches on a project started before 2026 that has the least number of stitches stitched on it in that year. Obviously, at the beginning of January, all projects will have 0 stitches on them for 2026. So I probably won't do that for January. But let me show you, if I can switch back into the other view. There you go. So this is, so what I just said, so for January, so this is what December was. So I started doing it already. And January, so I'm going to start my January cat calendar. I'm going to start bobbin. 500 stitches on max, which is the smallest percentage. So if I scroll up here, you can see I've got this list of projects and the percentage done completed. So max is not only 0.76%. Dragons of the Sabbat will probably be a very low percentage for some time, given the amazingly large number of stitches in it. That's okay. It needs stitching. So that's that one. And then Spirit of Flight on the most ignored. So I've got an ignored WIPs one. So I just opened that. It populates. There you go. So Spirit of Flight I haven't touched since June the 13th. So that needs to be stitched next. And then it'll move on to Dragons and Apples if that hasn't been stitched for some other reason by then. So at the beginning of January, that's when I make these decisions, because obviously it'll change as I stitch through the month. 500 on Winter Arbour because it's winter at the moment. 500 on Reindeer because that's closest to a finish. So I've got my top 3 closest to a finish here. Reindeer, it's a bit hard to tell because it's a paper pattern, but approximately has 1,400 stitches left in it. Winter Arbour, again, approximately 2,527 stitches. This is a lie, but because I've only put in the very first piece of that sal, there's a lot more stitches left than that. So I'll sort that out later. Okay, so that is my vague plan. Not sure how long that'll last. My plan for last year only lasted till August, which, to be honest, that's not bad really. Then I have some other, my 2026 vague goals. Complete the 13. At that point, I thought there was only 13 monthly coffee cat pieces. She's not called Coffee Cats though. I don't know why I keep calling her that. The 4 seasonal pieces for Owl Forest, and I do have a vague thought of starting all the Nora reindeers because I have loads. And I should, what am I doing? I should be stitching them. That's the other thing. So next year I'm going to try really hard not to buy any more cross stitch stuff unless it's on the destash table. That's the out I'm giving myself, because I have 5 kits sitting around and I have not started them. And if I'm not going to start them, why am I buying other projects? If I'm not, if I see another project and I want to start that more, then I should be getting rid of the things that I already have. Why am I keeping hold of it? So I'm going to prioritize starting things that are kits and then move to physical copies of things that I own and start those as a priority because they take up space. Digital ones don't so much. So that is my plan. That is my ramble through 2025. That is my pre-thoughts for 2026. This has been almost a film length. Wow, okay. I hope you guys have had a great year. And if it hasn't been great, apologies, and I hope you're doing better and getting through it. And I hope 2026 is better for all of us. Yeah, we can hope for that. Goodbye. Sorry, I'm dragging this out. Goodbye. Have lots of fun. Try not to fund hate, as my friend said. It's simple. Well, it's not simple at all, but do your best. And I'll see you all in the new year. Goodbye.